Game with the bullshit. One. Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Prewsandvews Podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You know that lot already. We're just going to go straight into it. You know the issue. It happened, I think, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, whatever the hell time. I finished editing this video and put it out there, and you watch. We all know what happened at the parliament. A bunch of our parliamentarians acting very childish, super childish, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to cap. I found it funny. I mean, I'm not going to come on here and lie. As if I watched it the first time. I was like, oh man, this is bullshit. Yeah, they're not supposed to behave that way. I did find this funny at first. It was really funny, but I always have this thing I see where it's not your first reaction, but your second reaction after you've had time to let what you've seen sink in and actually make sense in your head. That's actually what matters. And after I had a good laugh and actually thought about it, I'm like, this is messed up. And a lot of us probably feel the same about this, but it feels like we made fun of it too much in a way, and I really thought it would have been funny till it got to a point where we'll be like, okay, yeah, we know it's funny, but let's get serious about this now. This is a serious issue. But it looks like it just went from funny, everybody laughed till silence, and we forgot about the whole issue. I had a few thoughts about how and why it's very problematic. One thing that came to my head as I thought about the issue a lot more and more is the effect it has on the psychology of kids or young people growing up. And we all know kids are very impressionable. They grow up to become adults who are a product of their society. The things that happen to them, what they experienced, what they went through as they were kids, shapes them to become the adults they will be in future. And thinking about a kid who probably aspires to be in public office, has a dream of being a leadership role in Ghana, if he initially had any form of very high standards as to the conduct of an MP in parliament, this has probably gone down the drain, because he's probably looking at it now like, wait, I can actually do this? Like, so you're telling me that I can actually behave like this? Like, I don't have to behave this way. I don't have to be cool, modest. I don't have to come at all to parliament when they're having important discussions. They feel this is how it's supposed to be, when in actual fact, it's not actually how people in positions like this are supposed to behave. So they grow up with that impression, and we get old and they do the same thing, and we as old people criticize them, not knowing that we were part of the people who contributed to what we'll probably see. It feels like people aren't really talking about the seriousness of this issue. The second reason was how this looks internationally. Well, it's fair to say that internationally, it probably didn't get a lot of headlines because of the US Capitol invasion by the Trump supporters. That made a lot of headlines. So I think internationally, the news didn't actually make a lot of headlines. And I think we are very lucky in a way, but still, some people would have heard of it. And people in other countries who hear of this, and I don't mean African countries, because stuff like this happen in other African countries as well. We are all the same. People will argue that, well, it happens in different countries and, it's not such a big deal. Bruv, it happens in other African countries. What is the whole impression about Africa internationally? We're uncivilized, we don't know how to manage the country, all of the negative things. So you can't tell me that, well, other African countries do it. You mentioned South Africa and Uganda. I'm like, well, we are basically in the same situation. We are all struggling countries. So you can't use that to downplay the issue. Other countries are looking at this issue and they will probably feel reinforced in their opinion that Africa is a confused continent filled with countries that don't know how to properly conduct themselves. So they come into our country and they can disrespect us and the heritage of the country. And when I think about it, it really makes me sick on the inside. Because we are always complaining about how the foreign countries are taking advantage of that. But why the hell won't they take advantage of us if we act goofy like this? And people would also say something similar happened in the US. In the US, these were citizens, these were supporters who did this. I mean, if Nancy Pelosi and other US senators did the same thing, do you think we won't be clowning them? After you watch it and think about it being funny, it's the following days you think about it and you're like, man, there are so many issues wrong with this country, and you begin to think, so is there ever going to be a time where everything is actually going to be fine? I mean, it's bad. It's bad. And well, so comments below what you thought about the issue after you had a good laugh about it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, guys.